DVDs and VHS are a special thing. You get to have a god complex with your favorite show. A slipcover or case of original artwork packaged perfectly for you to pick up at your local home video store. Yeah, things have not changed at all in the physical media landscape. Just kidding, guys, seriously. VHSs are as dead as doornails, and DVDs are already digging their own grave, while Blu-rays are just still a mystery. I never really got into those. They seem like a more limited version of everything we ever liked. With streaming taking over a little bit over 10 years ago, it almost seems irrelevant to have cases or discs of our favorite shows. But even more recently, people have seemed to appreciated them more than they did. Currently, if I'm going to a Goodwill, I can't really find a VHS, and if I can, it's usually under $1, 10 cents even, which just shows how minimal in value they really are, with very, very rare VHSs actually being worth something. And I'm not talking about the Black Diamond Disney VHSs, guys. I did not believe that ever had a real worth. It was just more of a fad. But I'm so excited how people are getting back into old media in a way they never were before, with a new appreciation for all the old content we used to devour. As a 2000s fan myself, I have such an intrigue for these physical media. I've actually collected every show I've ever enjoyed and have it right here in my closet. And I gotta tell you, when I got the last VHS about 5 years ago to complete my collection, I wouldn't say I had a feeling of relief or comfort. If anything, there was more fear, more sadness. It's as if physical media is completely dead, even for me now. So I was really surprised to get a new sense of hope from the internet. Yeah, turns out some people online, some very talented artists, digital creators, are able to make real new VHSs. Yeah. Oh my god, guys, this is such a cool world that I've only recently got to explore, but they actually have people out there making custom art for older episodes and even actually putting them to a disc. I've actually been lucky enough to pick up a bunch myself just to show that the collection is not over and my days are not done. And I can't help but have hope that this is the beginning of a whole new era, because we have the abilities to make VHSs the way we never got to before. Instead of leaning into the limitations we had, we could actually do a limitless experience to new people. So I'm going to go through some of the most impressive new VHS tapes that I have yet to get myself and show you guys how cool it could be to be a collector once again. And if you weren't before, maybe now is the perfect time to get back into it. I'm telling you guys, nostalgia has never tasted sweeter. So let's jump into the new era of VHSs. Now, Season 1 of Adventure Time came out in 2010, at least 8 years after they were making VHSs. So this show did a really good job digital media-wise, not like Ed, Edd n Eddy, who had 2 seasons on DVD and just kind of moved on. Adventure Time had a release for every season, with their last 3 seasons all being bundled into one, which I'm not going to question right now. It's too late, guys. They also had individual volume releases, which were just various episodes tied to a similar theme. As you can remember, a lot of places did that back when we were growing up in the 2000s. It's nice to have just a little one-off release. That's fun. But let's see what I can find in the VHS assortment of things. The first set of original tapes I wanted to talk about is from Crummy Media. It's an Etsy store. And they actually created original Adventure Time VHSs. Ooh. So as you can see, I have the first season here. It's got the Cartoon Network logo, the Cartoon Network Studio logo, which is more of a 2000s logo, so it's just kind of cool they incorporated it, and some art of Finn and Jake sitting on the lawn outside of their home. They even have original art for the tape itself. Only saying Season 1, which means they managed to fit 13 episodes of content, which is more 26 in Adventure Time. I like how they have every single episode listed out on the back. It always was a pet peeve of mine when they would just have descriptions and not necessarily say what the content in the VHS pack. This even includes extras, so the creator must have actually went in and downloaded videos to actually put on this case. They even have fan art and interviews. What? So yeah, this looks like a really killer deal to have all of that. The way they're able to actually fit 6 hours of content on a VHS is so crazy now. I think it's a little bit lower quality than original, so that's kind of like the takeaway, but it looks so good. I don't even need to, like, given the fact that these shows are available everywhere at all different points, like, I feel like just collecting them for the physical media of it all would be awesome. Then they have season 2, which is pretty much the same layout, but this time they have different art, making it a little bit more green on the spine, which I like a lot. So this is season 2, so we got the season 2 episodes instead of the season 1. We got It Came From Nightosphere, The Eyes, Loyalty to the King, Blood Under the Skin, Storytelling, Slow Love, Power Animal. You guys get the picture. And then we get extras of promos and TV spots, interviews with some of the cast again, and yeah, this is so cool that they fit another 6 hours as well. And don't get your hopes down yet, because there's even more. They have season 3 out as well, which is exactly the same, and I love it when they have like a certain style for a TV show. Like, I like that these all look similar. I kind of want it more that way. This one shows us a better image of the back with all the episodes listed out. I don't know why Holly Jolly Secrets Part 1 and 2 can't just take up one line, but hey, that's not me to judge. And yeah, this person did a great job translating Adventure Time to a VHS. Like, I want to collect these so bad. I also like that it's kind of like a clamshell. That's all they have is seasons 1 through 3 on Etsy. So I'm going to another website called Valishard Videotapes. And this is somebody I found on Instagram who, by the way, never answered my messages. Kind of sad. I love their VHS and design choices. They also did Adventure Time. And while they do a lot of season sets, these were more like various episode releases, which you also gotta give credit for. They're so fun. I have all the SpongeBob ones in my closet, and it's just cool to have a series of episodes all together. Now, this seller is pretty interesting. They like to put out cases that you could buy, but then they also take them back off the shelves. So you can get them, but they're usually for a limited amount of time, which is a cool sales tactic, but also makes me sad because I really wish I could afford all of them when I got them. The first one is called Adventure Time Ice King, so it's 8 eccentric episodes featuring the Ice King, and it's like really cool that they managed to have a theming to it. They do exactly what I don't like though, and don't list the episodes right off the bat, so yeah, it's just all of them written out with a description. Then we have Adventure Time PB and Marcy, which also has a bunch of 8 selected episodes that focus around PB and Marcy. I can't really find exactly what they are, but it is super cool that they even have this to exist. Like, I wish they just released this in real life. Another personal customizer is called Shul Creates, which is just a website I found, and they actually have the Distant Lands revival that they put out on VHS, and they did it in the style of the old Cartoon Network paper cases, which is super exciting. Like, look at these, they're gorgeous. And they didn't have like designs on the tape themselves, but they still look very nostalgic, and to get 2 at once, like, that would be really cool. I found a lot on this guy's page that I thought was really impressive. I also ended up finding a Fiona and Cake for season 1 and then Fiona and Cake season 2, but it seems like they don't sell it anymore, which really breaks my heart. I can't find this one online to purchase. It's just like a image that they must have created. Since we're talking about Valishard, because obviously these have the best videotapes, we have to talk about the fact that they have every regular show season. So yeah, regular show was exactly like Adventure Time, where they had almost every season released on DVD. Oh wait, in other countries. Yeah, the US didn't release every season on DVD like the UK did. They only had the first 2 seasons. Oh no, 3. The first 2 are in one set, and the third one is in another one. I have both with a nice little slipcover, and they have a really good aesthetic to them. And the ones in the other countries also keep that aesthetic going. I don't know why this never got to come to America, because definitely would have had a lot of people buy it. But yeah, here on Valishard, they definitely got all of the VHSs on here too. The art on these are so good. Season 1 starts with Mordecai and Rigby on top of Pops, and it's really creative. They go back to the original Cartoon Network colors. They have a description on the back with just an image of the house, and it's so calming. I, for some reason, just want a picture of this. I don't even need the actual DVD itself because it's so good. Then they have the second season featuring Mordecai and Rigby's boss, the guy that looks like the gumball machine, and then they have like a little meme joke as the side art. But season 2 is written in the normal regular show font, which is super comforting, and we get a shot of Mordecai and Rigby's room, which definitely looks good on the back, and you get even a little bit of wear and tear, so some of this is just so nostalgic. Then, of course, Season 3 takes a more yellow route, with everything being pretty similar, just this time it's yellow. But I do love the color variants, and we even get a shot of the bowling episode on the back of the cover, so that is really aesthetically pleasing. They did go out of their way to bring the movie to VHS, though, which is really cool. It looks exactly like a movie VHS would look, with the description of the actual movie and screenshots from it, including the poster art on the spine of the film. Oh my god, I love it when they do that. This is such a really cool, like, compilation of images. Like, whoever's doing this is doing a really good job. Chowder is just as interesting. They've only had 2 distinct releases, Volume 1 and Volume 2, each coming with 10 episodes. And I have those also in my collection. I did find an imported DVD. It's a Volume 3 that got released in another country, but isn't available here. It's not even in English. It's just a really cool design for art. Like, I would love to buy this DVD, but unfortunately, I can't. I wanted to draw attention to this one because Valishard Videotapes actually released each season of Chowder on VHS. So, in some weird kind of way, I guess you could watch the entire series of Chowder on VHS. Really, really cool. I absolutely had to buy this first one because I love Chowder, and I really hope to buy the other ones. They even have the pink and purple of his hat replicated in the Cartoon Network design. Oof. Yeah, so it's Schnitzel on the side of the cover, and even the Chowder art on it. And it actually works. Like, you could put it into a VHS player, and it works. They even copied the perfect font for Chowder and put it on the back. But they don't list the episodes, which I'm really sad about. All around, though, I would really, really want this. The second season tape is Schnitzel on the cover with a heart that says Chowder 2 on it. And I like that they're choosing not to say the word specifically Season 2, just calling it like Chowder 2. And then they keep the color scheme on this one, just copy and paste it. And this time Mung is on the side of the spine. Kind of cool, different. And yeah, we get a nice back again with a different image from this season. It says, young Chowder dreams of becoming a chef someday. He works as an apprentice to famous chef Mung Dal, who is always offering Chowder advice on love and cooking. And it's just, I really, really like this show and their VHSs. And now they have the third season, which most recently came out, and it's Mung on the cover. Ooh, cool, change of pace. Chowder is finally on the spine, good for him. And this is the final season, so it's the rest of the series. They have the same description copy and pasted on the back of this, but hey, I do not even care because the screenshots and everything are so appealing. This is definitely something I want to collect one day. Yeah, Chowder definitely found its life in the custom VHS world, if you're ever willing to find it. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack is quite the surprise, considering the extremely limited DVD releases, too. Like, I think they only had, like, 1 or 2, but this one is a full themed VHS of the first season. And I actually bought this one because I just couldn't not buy it. Oh, it's not the first season. It's only 6 episodes, rip. But look at the art on it. Like, they captured the perfect kind of font to make it work. It's kind of haunting looking. You get Storm Along in the background and Knuckles and Flapjack on the cover. Definitely fun to have like a various release for this VHS, considering, you know, this is one of the shows that never had any. If I were this guy, I would definitely make one for every season. Considering there's only 3 seasons, it wouldn't be hard to do Flapjack. So, yeah, and this is just looking good. Please make more of these. One of the interesting ones I came across was Code Lyoko. I remember this show recently had an announcement that they're coming back, so this was like kind of fun to look at. It's a VHS tape called The Adventure Begins, and it actually just contains the first 6 episodes, but like to see them have their own VHS release is so cool. Like the dip between CGI and 2D animation was always interesting for that show as a concept. They have like a whole description on the back with the episodes Teddy Godzilla, Seeing is Believing, Holiday in the Fog, Logbook, Big Bug, and Cruel Dilemma, which is so cool that they actually like fit this to a tape. And you can find this on Valishard.com, so please check that one out. Billy and Mandy is also a really interesting series to find on VHS. Like, they only have like one DVD release, not even a VHS release, and it was just of season 1, and now it goes for like over $100 on eBay because it's so hard to find. Don't want to brag, but it's in my collection. Haha. And yeah, one of the VHS releases from Crummy Media is the first season, which is the original episodes, and it's hand-drawn, which is actually really cool. I don't know if I would personally pick this one up, but just the back in general really fits the vibe of Billy and Mandy, and the fact that this was, like, the first, like, 2 seasons and, like, all the original episodes that were produced, it would definitely be nice to own this. I really love the way they designed the spine of this VHS, and the imagery on the VHS itself. Like, this is something I would love to take home. This is the first show I've come across crappy bootlegs for, so do not get this if you see these on Mercury and eBay. They're like the only ones that have Billy and Mandy VHS seasons 1, seasons 2, and 3, but it seems like more of a crappy, like, put together copy and pasted thing, so I wouldn't buy this. It's just cool to look at the concept if Billy and Mandy were released like this. Like, I would love to have the season sets there. Valishard is, again, back up because it has the best custom art ever. They have a Destroy Us All various DVDs compilation, and this one is super professional looking. Like, it's Billy and Grimm on the cover with the old Cartoon Network design, super nostalgic, and it comes with a few episodes like Meet the Reaper, Little Rock of Horror, The Crawling Niceness, Bully Boogie, Complete and Other Chaos, and Keeper of the Reaper. By the way, that's my favorite episode. And yeah, so that's one of them. It sucks that this one is the best because he also, you know, this is the one that takes them away after a certain amount of time, so it's very limited. You have to get it quick. But they also have the Big Boogie Adventure TV movie on a VHS, which is so cool. Like, this is the finale of Billy and Mandy, essentially, and I love this special. To see it on VHS in a physical form is so awesome, but unfortunately, so expensive. The next one is Camp Lazlo, and this is one of the coolest. So Valishard has a complete first season VHS tape, which, as you know, this show also came after VHSs were a thing, so there's no possibility this would even happen. And yeah, it's so cool because they have a full back, a full front, and they even adjusted the colors to look like Camp Lazlo. With Lazlo on the cover, it doesn't look anything like other things I've seen before. And Camp Lazlo is interesting because they've only had a release in Canada, which I do have here at home, and it's the first season, and doesn't even look like this. Like, honestly, this is even better than how the first season looked. I know they had a secret release of Where's Lazlo, the TV special, but I've not been able to find that, like, anywhere legitimately. Unfortunately, I can't really find much more than that, but it's so cool nonetheless. Like, Camp Lazlo being on VHS or even DVD would be awesome. Teen Titans is one I really didn't expect to have more of this. Like, they had a good DVD release. Like, they had one for every season, like seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then they also had the Trouble in Tokyo movie released, and then later they came out with the complete series, which is the one I have in my collection. I also want to collect the original 5 seasons because it's really cool the way they, like, were so consistent about it. Cartoon Network was not like that with everything, and they never really had an original VHS. But this time around, Valishard did a great job on putting these together. So he actually made a bunch of compilations, and 6 to be exact, with each of the main characters from Teen Titans on one of the covers. And little do you know, on the back actually shows a lot more information than you're used to. Like, it has the real name, the height, the weight of the character, and the eyes, question marks, because you don't even see Robin's eyes. That's so funny. They even mention which episodes they have, which is my favorite, like Divide and Conquer, Masks, Haunted, and Go. Looks like they have about 4 episodes, 5 on some of them, which is super cool that they actually, like, put these all on. Starfire has a case, Cyborg has a case, Raven, Beast Boy, and even Tara, which is super exciting. These would have been, like, a huge fan favorite for me, honestly. Like, these episodes are so cool the way they're laid out, and the fact that they got to fit these onto a VHS tape is amazing. They even translated Trouble in Tokyo on VHS to this as well. So while the whole series isn't really available on VHS, who cares? Like, the best ones are, and they look phenomenal the way they're laid out. I mean, look at the back of the cover for Lost in Tokyo. It even says they have a bonus episode that's a lost episode before the movie, which is even crazier to think about. Wow. Valishard was really good at, like, trying to come up with a whole repertoire for these. Scooby-Doo is an interesting one because they've had so many VHS releases, which is the opposite of the problem I've had with like 90% of what we've already looked at. So they actually created new versions of old tapes. So they have the Blockbuster Entertainment strip. It says like Monster Blockbuster for Kids, and they actually had the crossover between Courage the Cowardly Dog and Scooby-Doo. It's called Straight Outta Nowhere, which is the name of the special. It's 78 minutes long. And yeah, to imagine this would be released like 20 years ago would have been like a fan favorite. But since this just got dropped a couple years ago, nobody really cared about it. They have an explanation on the back. Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Inc. gang travel to the bizarre town of Nowhere, the eerie hometown of Courage and his elderly owners Muriel and Eustace. And yeah, it's just cool to see this in VHS form. Also have a pup named Scooby-Doo, which never had a VHS release. This one, they actually have the first season, so you get to have all the episodes that were incorporated in that, 300 minutes. And it's a really nice lime green with the episodes actually written out, thank God, because I love it when they write them out. A little description on the back, and you get the kids at their tooniest. And I like that they actually covered the theme of the actual Scooby-Doo projects. Like, that was cool. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends has a single release, which is cool. It's the House of Blues and more. And the tape is designed like the House of Foster's in the opening theme song, which is really awesome. I thought it was the first season, so I was kind of like disappointed when I purchased it and got it. But still, it's like just as cool to have a release like this. They have Duchess on the spine of the VHS. Didn't see that coming. And a nice description on the back. They have pretty much the first half of the first season on this. And it says on the back, sometimes imaginary friends get lost or kids outgrow them, and that's why Madame Foster started Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Yeah, so the first 6 episodes with a nice little image of the home on the back of the case, and yeah, it's definitely something I had to pick up, especially since I covered all these seasons on my channel. Like, I needed to do that. The first 12 episodes of Steven Universe also happened to be on here. Didn't see that coming, and I wish they did season releases of this too. But this one is a lot more vintage style, like more movie, and actually lists out the episodes they have, and it's pretty much the first season of Steven Universe, all fit into 130 minutes with images from the show, and that one is just as impressive as the last. And last but not least, the Courage the Cowardly Dog release. Yeah, they have one various release, and it's not like a season, it's just like 6 episodes, but I love that it's like black and horror. Like, this is Courage the Cowardly Dog in the perfect way you could imagine. Like, even the spine is black, and it's called The Things I Do for Love with him on the spine. And it has the episodes A Night at the Cat's Motel, Everybody Wants to Direct, Courage in the Big Stickin' City, Car Broke, Phone Yes, The Tower of Dr. Zolist, Hard Drive Courage, Angry Nasty People, The Mask, Ball of Revenge, and Perfect, which is so cool and very eerie to see Courage on DVD. I can't even, like, watch this show. It's so freaky. But yeah, those were the Cartoon Network VHS releases. Like, can you believe that you get to see some of your favorite shows in an old format like this? Like, I wonder if this is the future of physical media, because why not backtrack? It's a point of looking at art, and of course, like, the further back art goes, the more impressive it looks to history. But what do you guys think? Are these anything you'd pick up? Have you picked them up before, or even seen these VHSs? When I saw these, it was kind of like a light from heaven, because I am just so excited to keep collecting physical media for physical media's sake, and having Cartoon Network have them, which had like less VHSs than Nickelodeon, this is just a dream come true.